Hey there, welcome back to my channel and thank you for clicking on my video. Today I'm going to be doing this eyeshadow look with two palettes in my collection, the Sigma Alice in Wonderland and the BH Cosmetics Summer in Tropez. I love to play with colorful eyeshadow. That's pretty much what my channel is about. It's all colorful eyeshadow looks. But once in a while I edge a little bit more towards the neutral, and that's kind of what today's look is. It's a bit neutral, a bit color, kind of a nice happy medium. If you're interested in seeing how I did this, stick around. If you're new here, hello, my name is Rachel and I'm a homeschooling stay-at-home mom. I upload multiple eyeshadow look videos every week, so if you like this sort of thing, then you're in the right spot. I hope you'll consider liking and subscribing before you leave. Now let's get going with this video. All right, let's get started with this eye look. I want to start in the Sigma Alice in Wonderland palette. And you know, it's very interesting. I've been kind of getting into neutrals lately, and I can't really explain that. I'm taking a pretty good sized blending brush. Oh, actually, there's a brush in the palette. I should use the brush in the palette, right? Sigma brushes are good. I'll take the fluffier side of this brush. And I'm going to start in the shade Twinning, which I haven't used yet. Anyway, I've been getting into neutrals lately, and it is so weird because I've never been interested in neutral eyeshadow. Color has always sort of been my shtick. I just love to play with color. I love to express myself in different shades and hues, and I don't know what's going on that I'm interested in neutrals, but it's weird. It's very weird. This is a nice mustardy yellow. It's not a great color on my skin tone, but it's going to be fine as a blending out shade. It'll just help transition into my skin a little bit more softly. Some of the neutral palettes that I've been looking at lately, or just kind of keeping an eye on or watching for on the secondhand apps, are the Dollhouse palette from Blend Bunny. I've also looked at the Cinderella palette as a good companion for this Alice palette. Believe me, I've thought about that one a lot. Like, are they too close to warrant having both? The Cinderella palette has a little bit more blues, and it definitely has more purple tones. The Alice palette is a smidge more unusual in its color scheme, and then it has the pops of more green tones. They go together really well. My concern is that the more neutral tones would be duplicated between the two, but I've looked at it. I've looked at it a lot. If I could get a Cinderella palette for a really good price, I would consider it, because I'm enjoying the Sigma quality. It's really nice. It's very refined. It's not super crazy impactful and impressive, but it gives a very nice, smooth, high quality result across the board. It's just a good finish, and it's really nice, honestly. I'll flip the brush over, and now I want to take the shade Queen of Hearts, but I'm gonna put this on my outer corner and my crease. I'm learning how to use the Sigma formula better. I just needed to play with it a little bit more. When I first dipped into this palette, I was taken aback because I had been doing a whole week of Udenzai videos, and the Udenzai formula is quite different from this one. So I dipped into this palette kind of expecting it to perform like Udenzai, and it did not. It performed differently, and that threw me off a bit, and I was like, whoa, holy pigment, but everywhere, you know? It moves around a lot more than Udenzai. However, now that I've gotten used to it, it is a really nice formula. I like it. The colors are really pretty. It performs beautifully. And like I said, it gives a very nice finish. Just seems really high quality and classy. And so the Cinderella palette, while it's similar to this one, I think would just be a nice companion. I'll put this on the lower lash line in the outer corner as well. I'll deepen it one step further with a smaller blending brush into the shade. Ooh, do I want to use Curiouser or do I want to use Lost? Curiouser is a deep brown matte. Lost is a black matte with sparkle. I think I'll dip into both just for kicks and because I can't decide. So that's both of those shades right here in my outer corner. The brown in that cocktail will be very grounding, but I didn't know that it would be dark enough to really make a huge difference in this outer corner with the other two shades that were already laid down. I was also looking at okay, so I really like the Nearly Natural palette from Glaminatrix. The Glaminatrix is way higher than my price range will allow. So I kind of just look at Glaminatrix from afar and think, oh, how pretty. But I don't expect to ever own any of their palettes because they're so expensive. But the Nearly Natural has such an interesting neutral color story. It's really pretty. I like the random little twists on color, but still with a neutral base or grounding. That is all looking quite nice and has taken very little time. Now I want to play in the BH Cosmetics Summer in Tropez palette. There are two shades in here that I was told are more like duochromes, and I've used one of them called Exotic. Now I want to take the shade Coastline. So I'm going to find a flat brush. I dipped into Coastline and then I sprayed my brush, and I want to lay this in the inner corner, out to meet those mattes. I was just curious to see what this shade would look like on the eye. I also thought that this would help cool off my look a little bit because I chose such warm colors and the shirt that I'm wearing is quite cool toned. But I wanted to see how Coastline would look on the eye, and I might dress it up with something else. We'll see. It's pretty. It's kind of a warm silver shade with flecks of green and gold. Now I've taken from that same palette the shade Beach Club. I sprayed it and I'm going to lay it on the center of my lid. Ooh, that's fun. Oh, that brings in kind of a peach toned shimmer. Oh, I like that. That's cool. I'll go back in with my small blending brush, but no product, and I'm just hitting the edge of the shimmer into the matte. That's pretty. The Coastline shade with Beach Club, like I said, Coastline is sort of a warm toned silvery with some green in it, but then Beach Club is much more of a light peachy kind of shimmer, but it's kind of a mid-toned peach with a little bit of orange too. That's cool. Now for the lower lash line, I'm staying within the BH palette. I've dipped into the yellow matte called Intoxicating, and I'm putting this on my inner corner as a highlight, but also on the inner lower lash line. And then I'll just wipe off this brush and go into Villa. They're both just light mattes. Villa is pink. These are so pigmented though. Villa I'm gonna lay after the yellow and come out to meet the brown shades that I laid down from the Sigma palette. That one's got a lot of kick up, so it definitely lands in my eyes. I have to remember that because every time I use this palette, I get shadow in my eye. I think in keeping with this sort of pink thing going on the lower lash line, I'm going to take the shade Nightlife and put that right out here, merging in with the Sigma shadows. This yellow matte, it reminds me of the yellow matte in the Hella palette from Udenzai. What's that one called? I don't remember what it's called, but anyway, that one's more of a buttery toned yellow. Also very pigmented and makes a really pretty inner corner highlight. This one's definitely got more kick up, and I feel like it has a bit more pigment, but it's a darker shade, so it's hard to tell. They're both good though. I think I'll grab the shade Bay Breeze from ColourPop's Creme Gel Liners and put this on my whole waterline. This will brighten it up a little bit and kind of tie into that peachy coral shimmer on the lid space. And I do have a lot of sparkle on my face from the Coastline shade, so I'm going to go clean that up and I'll catch up the other side. I'll be right back to show you guys how it looks at the end. Okay guys, here's how the look turned out all said and done. On my face, I'm wearing the Physicians Formula bronzer in the shade Light to Medium. And then I have a Milani blush in the shade Luminoso on my cheeks as well. And then on my lips, I'm wearing a NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Sorbet. That's everything. I did a wing in the outer corner and an inner corner flick, which was disastrous. And then I had to fix it, and then it still didn't turn out very well. So we'll just forget about the wings. They're not there. It's okay. And I have some mascara on, and that's everything. I think the eye look is very pretty. And it is so weird that I'm kind of feeling more of the neutral looks lately. That's just bizarre for me. I always love color. My whole channel is nothing but colorful eyeshadow looks. I think I've got like 3 more neutral toned eyeshadow looks, if they're not like a grungy green sort of thing. But I don't know, it's just weird. And maybe it's because I do color so much that looking for a change, and that change would have to be neutrals. I don't know. I think that this look is pretty. This is neutral with a little bit of color. You know, we've got the yellow, we've got the pink, we've got more deep berries in the outer corner. So it's not fully neutral. It's still got enough color to keep my interest without being all brown or all taupe. I don't know. It's interesting to watch yourself grow and develop and enter new seasons of life. Right now I'm kind of feeling the neutral, so I'm just gonna have fun with that. Once in a while I might throw in a very neutral look. I don't know, we'll see. Thank you so much for being with me today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed the eye look. Remember to like and subscribe before you leave, and I'll see you guys again really soon in my next video. Bye. Again, it doesn't translate exactly. It's not word for word where you can take this word exactly means this word. Sometimes you can, but when you learn a language, you just have to accept whatever the rules are. Right. So it's not that pas specifically means don't or not. It's just that's how you negate or make negative the phrase I like, and it becomes I don't like. So it turns the phrase on its head and makes it opposite. Mm-hmm. Okay, thanks. Mm-hmm.